Attention, passionate Dallas Cowboys fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East, and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Dallas Cowboys' path to another championship run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before we dive in, if you're a true Dallas Cowboys fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and fellow Dallas Cowboys fans. Let's get to the news. When we talk about the Dallas Cowboys this season, you know we're always expecting the unexpected. The team has been in a strange spot lately, especially with the ongoing uncertainty surrounding one of their key players, Trevon Diggs. It's the kind of story that has fans biting their nails, wondering what's really going on behind the scenes. And let me tell you, the latest developments only make this saga even more intriguing. For those of you who follow the Cowboys closely, you know that Diggs isn't just any cornerback. He's a two-time All-Pro, one of the most dynamic defenders in the league. His impact on the field is undeniable, and his absence could ripple through the team's entire season. So what's the latest? Well, as of Monday, there was still no clear update on whether Trevon Diggs would be able to play this Sunday against the Denver Broncos, and that's no small thing. Diggs remains in concussion protocol after what owner Jerry Jones described as a fluke situation that resulted in a mysterious head injury. Now, a fluke situation sounds pretty vague, right? That's because it is. The whole thing around how Trevon Diggs got hurt has become a bit of a mystery, a puzzle that the Cowboys are trying to piece together without revealing too much. The injury reportedly happened at Diggs' own mansion in Frisco, Texas, which is about 40 miles north of Arlington, where the Cowboys' iconic T Stadium is located. Imagine that a star player, potentially sidelined because of something that supposedly happened in his own home. That's not what fans wanted to hear, especially so close to a crucial game. But here's where things get even more complicated. On Tuesday, Jerry Jones finally broke his silence, but instead of providing clarity, he added a layer of ambiguity. Jones said he knew what happened to Diggs and claimed to be comfortable with the account he was given. The tricky part is, he didn't specify if Trevon Diggs himself explained the incident or if someone else close to him shared the details. That leaves a lot to interpretation, and naturally fans are asking, what exactly is going on? Now, I want you to pause for a second here. Pause here. Just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Dallas Cowboys news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let's continue with the big reveal. Okay, back to the story. Jerry Jones, in an interview on 105.3 The Fan, was pretty blunt. When asked about Diggs' condition, he simply said, "There's no reason to dwell on it anymore." That's a pretty stark statement, suggesting that the Cowboys might be ready to move on from this controversy. But at the same time, it raises questions about whether they were trying to keep things under wraps or just don't have all the facts yet. What's really unsettling about this situation is the tone Jones took. Despite saying he's comfortable with the explanation, he also hinted that he might have lost trust in Diggs. That's a pretty strong statement from an owner who is usually very cautious with public comments. He mentioned, "We were using that word trust a lot, and maybe it's an appropriate word," which indicates there is some tension or at least some concern about Diggs' transparency or reliability right now. And that's not something you want to hear about a key player who is supposed to be a cornerstone of your defense. Furthermore, Jones emphasized that football is a pretty physical situation, implying that Diggs needs to be physically able to perform, and if he's not, it could be a serious problem for the team's upcoming games. After all, the Cowboys are fighting for a playoff spot and trying to stay competitive in a division that has become more unpredictable this season. The NFC East has always been a tough division, but this year, it feels like every game counts even more. Losing a star cornerback like Diggs, especially when the defense has been a major part of the team's identity, could be a game changer. Now, let us talk a little about the bigger picture here. The Dallas Cowboys have always been a franchise that prides itself on resilience, a team that often overcomes adversity. But this situation with Diggs adds a new layer of complexity. Over the past few seasons, the Cowboys have built a reputation for being a strong, disciplined team with a defense that can be the backbone of any championship run. Diggs, in particular, has been instrumental in that. His ability to shut down top receivers, create turnovers, and energize the entire secondary has made him a fan favorite and a vital piece of their puzzle. But the question that naturally comes up is, how much does all this uncertainty affect the team's morale and performance? It's no secret that players feed off the energy and confidence of their teammates. If the defense feels like they're missing their leader or a key piece, it can ripple through the entire unit. The Cowboys' secondary has faced its share of challenges this season, and losing Diggs for an extended period could expose vulnerabilities that division rivals are eager to exploit. And speaking of the division, let us not forget what's at stake here. The NFC East has been a wild ride this year, with the Eagles, Cowboys, Giants, and Commanders all fighting for supremacy. If Diggs remains out or limited, it could tilt the balance of power. The Cowboys, who have been contenders for much of this season, might find themselves in a tougher spot, especially against high-powered offenses. Conversely, if Diggs returns soon and regains his form, it could be a huge boost for the team's playoff ambitions. Now going back to the overall season, the Cowboys have had their ups and downs. They started strong, with impressive wins that had fans dreaming of a deep postseason run. But injuries, inconsistent performances, and some tough losses have thrown a wrench into those plans. The defense, which has always been a strong suit, has faced hurdles, and losing a player like Diggs could further complicate things. It's a delicate balance because the team has also been leaning heavily on their offense to carry them. But in the playoffs, defense often makes the difference. What makes this story even more compelling is how the Cowboys will handle the situation moving forward. Will they try to keep Diggs' injury under wraps, or will he be cleared to play soon? That's the million-dollar question right now. The team's medical staff is undoubtedly working around the clock to assess his condition, but with so much ambiguity, it's hard to know what to expect. Fans are eager for clarity, and the media is dissecting every word from Jones and the team's officials, trying to find clues about Diggs' recovery timeline. And you know how the Cowboys are. This franchise has a history of resilience and overcoming adversity. They've faced tough injuries before, and they've also had moments where injuries or off-field issues seem to threaten their season, only to rally and come out stronger. But every season is different, and the stakes are higher now. The NFC West is highly competitive, and every game in December can feel like a playoff final. The Cowboys need their best players available if they want to make a serious push. Plus, let us not forget the emotional aspect. Diggs is not just a star player. He has a leader on and off the field. His energy, his passion, and his playmaking ability lift the entire team. When a figure like that is dealing with uncertainty, it can ripple through the locker room. That's why the team's management and coaching staff will have to handle this situation carefully, managing expectations while keeping the squad motivated and focused. Now, looking ahead, the Cowboys face a pivotal game against the Broncos. It's a matchup that could define their trajectory for the rest of the season. If Diggs is able to return or at least be part of the game plan, it could give them the edge they need to secure a victory. But even if he's out, the other defenders will have to step up, and the coaching staff will need to adapt accordingly. This is where leadership, resilience, and strategic adjustments come into play. In the grand scheme of things, this entire saga underscores how unpredictable and intense NFL seasons can be. You think you have everything figured out, then suddenly an injury or a mystery arises, shaking up expectations. And for the Cowboys, this isn't just about one player. It's about the identity of their defense, their confidence heading into the postseason, and their aspirations for a championship run. The fan base, of course, is on edge. There's hope, frustration, and a lot of speculation. Will Diggs come back soon? What really happened in his mansion? How will the team cope without him? These questions keep everyone talking, and they'll be the main topics of discussion in the coming days. As always, the NFL is a game of inches, and in this case, a game of trust, resilience, and timing. The Cowboys have shown they can handle adversity before, but the question remains, can they do it again this season? So, in conclusion, the situation with Trevon Diggs is one of the most intriguing storylines in the NFL right now. It's especially significant for the Cowboys as they chase another playoff appearance and potential Super Bowl run. The mystery surrounding his injury, the questions about trust and readiness, and the impact on team dynamics all make this a story worth watching closely. The next few weeks will be crucial, not only for Diggs' health, but also for the team's overall chances to compete at the highest level. Cowboys fans, stay tuned, because this story is far from over. And I promise you, more updates are coming soon. The passion runs deep, and the fight for another Cowboys championship is still very much alive. And now, Dallas Cowboys fans, I want to hear from you. What is your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cowboys. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Dallas Cowboys news.